Ever since Disney Plus has announced that Descendants 4 is officially in the works, there has been havoc in the media, and everyone is talking about it. Although Descendants is one of the most successful franchises on Disney Plus, some fans really don't want the fourth movie to be made. In fact, the situation has gotten so out of hand that even some of the OG leads starring in the Descendants 3 aren't completely on board with the announcement of the new movie. It all started when Descendants 3 was all set to premiere, but Cameron Boyce, playing the son of Cruella, Carlos, in the movie, lost his life at just the age of 20. He had some complications with epilepsy, and the fans around the world were completely heartbroken by this saddening news. But his sudden departure at only the age of 20 affected his co-actors in Descendants 3 the most. They went through a very traumatic phase, and that's why three main leads of the franchise have refused to work on the new movie. They think that ending the franchise in the third movie would be a dignified thing to do. First off, Dove Cameron, playing Mel, refused to work in the new movie and went as far as saying that making another movie after Boyce is very wrong. She even went on to say that it wouldn't be the same to work in Descendants without the original cast, so she's gonna say no to it. So it looks like Dove is definitely not coming back for Descendants 4 after being the center of the storyline for 3 movies. Another cast member that will not be taking part in Descendants 4 is Sophia Carson, and it was obvious from the photo she posted on her Instagram. She captioned it, "My dearest Evie, I cannot bring myself to say goodbye to you. You and I are bound from the heart from here until eternity." This post was more than enough for her fans to know that she won't be coming back as Evie in the new movie. And that's still not the end of the sad news, because the fan favourite Jay won't be in Descendants 4 either. BOOBOO Stewart, playing Jay, has straight up refused to work in the new movie because he's been pretty disturbed since Boyce lost his life, and he won't be able to get this off his mind through filming, so he thinks that he's better off without it. And with all the cast changes happening with the franchise, things are bound to get done from scratch. It is the very reason why the creators are not continuing the same storyline as before. They will write an entirely new plot which will be unaffected by the past events. Also, as the last movie ended while Mal, Jay and Evie were still running from the Isle of Lost, it wasn't the ideal ending that fans would have hoped for, but it still offered some closure to the viewers. And without the main cast of the movie, they would have never been able to pull off a sequel. It's also being said that Descendants 3 was meant to be the end of that storyline. It is because a lot of people in the audience notice at the first 2 movies, the end is always, "You didn't think this was the end of the story, did you?" But Descendants 3 doesn't contain this line at the end. It also means that the creators were already thinking about doing something different. Meanwhile, the situations have forced them to go completely out of the way and write a whole new plot instead of sticking to the same storyline. So it simply means that the creators will try something new and fresh for Descendants 4, and it won't be repetitive at all. The movie is going to be crafted around Red, the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, and Chloe, the daughter of Cinderella and Prince Charming. One of the most important characters of Red will be played by Kylie Cantrell, and Malia Baker will be seen as Chloe. But that's not it, because we'll also get to see Brandy Norwood as the classic Cinderella, and fans are really excited to see Brandy on their screens once again as Cinderella. Both of these characters will drive the plot forward, and the unlikely duo is going to team up and will fight the evil to save their loved ones. The movie will take place in a completely different location this time, and it's land of mystery and magic, which once was hinted at in Alice in Wonderland. The fourth movie will also have a fully fledged rebellion and a secret coup in Auradon, which poses a great threat to the safety of the kingdom and to the safety of the newly born royal baby. Why the coup is after the baby is the actual twist in the story, and it will completely change everything for good. Red and Chloe not only have to figure out how to save the baby, but also to coexist with their opposite personalities. Red is famous for being independent, rebellious, and rude, while Chloe is sporty and a perfectionist, a lot like Cinderella. Chloe is most likely to have a bit of pride too, considering she's the daughter of Prince Charming. And them teaming up won't be enough to end the evil fallen upon Auradon, and they'll also have to use White Rabbit's pocket watch. The interesting thing about this pocket watch is that it can help them travel back in time, and with this they can stop a very significant event and make everything right in the present world. And all of this is happening at the time when the royal baby is born. So so this has a lot to do with the magical powers of the baby. Red will obviously not warm up to Chloe in the beginning, but this will all change once she realizes that this is all for the greater good of everyone. There will also be a life-threatening situation by the end of the movie, and Red might have to sacrifice something to end the danger that could take everyone's life. We'll also be able to see Uma, who was the main villain in Descendants 2, but then she's softened up in the third movie. However, some fan theories suggest that Uma is most likely to break bad in the new movie, and she might join forces with the enemy. And some fans actually liked Uma better when she was evil.
Surprise, surprise.
There is another fan theory that goes like this. Audrey is going to be part of Descendants 4, and she won't be the evil one in this one. Fans have been wanting to see the real and innocent side of Audrey for so long, and now might be the time that they finally get to see it. Audrey is also most likely to help Red and Chloe fight back the enemies, and she might become best buds with Red. Not only this, but some fans want Audrey to finally have a happy ending and get the man that she actually loves from the beginning. But the movie's focus won't be entirely on Audrey, so her happy ending might not be concluded in just one movie. Some fan theories also suggest that Maleficent could end up teaming up with Ursula and causing havoc in Auradon. A crazy fan theory suggests that Chloe might lose track and go rogue by turning against her friends and family. And this will be a very unexpected twist, considering how Chloe is supposed to be perfect all the time. The creators haven't said much about who's going to be the main villain in the movie, but the critics are pretty sure that they'll cast someone new because the previous villains are all overused by now. And as this movie is the new beginning for the franchise, most things are going to be completely different from the last 3 movies. And as it's a Disney Plus movie, there's gotta be a love angle. People are suggesting that Chloe and Red will fall in love with the same man, and Red will eventually have to give up so Chloe could have her happy ending. Although any of the potential partners for both the leading ladies aren't revealed as of now. But the love interests of both Chloe and Red will have a big role to play in the movie, as the last 3 movies of the franchise mostly had 4 main leads. So the same could happen to Descendants 4. We aren't sure who's going to play these heroes yet, but what we do know is the names of some of the additions to the cast. Moreover, from the OG cast of the Descendants franchise, there are some members who's more than happy to reprise their roles. For instance, Sarah Jeffrey seemed pretty excited about Descendants 4 in an interview, and seemed like she would be on board with playing Audrey.
There's some healing that has to happen, and then maybe she can be friends with everyone and actually have like a family. I don't know, she seems so isolated. I would love for her to have some fun.
There's also going to be characters like Jafar and Maleficent in the new movie, and KRISTEN Chenoweth is cast for the role of Maleficent. On the other hand, Maz Jobrani will play Jafar, and we gotta say that he is cut out for this role. Characters like Gil, played by Dylan Playfair, and Celia by Jeddah Marie are most likely to return too, but they will have similar roles as the previous movies. So it does sound like a lot of the characters are coming back, but as the whole lead is pretty much new, Descendants 4 will offer an entirely different vibe. As this movie will set the tone for the whole Descendants franchise, it will mostly have character development of the lead and the basic plot, so the future movies can be based upon it. So, do you think Descendants 4 is going to be a success after all the backlash it's facing? Tell us in the comments section, and thanks for watching.